Hi, everyone. So in this video, we're going to talk about the full drama assignment. Um, Again, important, you don't want to begin the full drama assignment until after you have completed the preliminary drama assignment and look at any comments that I have there. Again, we want to do that so that you're getting my suggestions and thinking about my suggestions before moving forward. So the the full drama assignment is similar to the preliminary drama assignment. It's just that it's longer, just like we've done with the other assignments. So the full drama assignment needs to be at least 1,000 words long, and you have an option of either expanding upon your preliminary drama assignment or starting with something new. So if there was something that we saw going on with the preliminary drama assignment that you thought was good, and you in any of them I've given you suggestions about how you could expand that, but you don't have to take those suggestions. You could just say, I want to start with something completely new, but you still want to look at some of the comments that I made about how it is that you might develop that, because some of the comments will still probably be appropriate. So keep that in mind. You can choose with something new, or you can expand the one that you have. But either way, your first step is to look at my comments on your preliminary drama assignment. So I say, because the preliminary assignments were so short, you did not have the opportunity to use the conflict to help us understand exactly who the characters are. However, now that you have 1,000 words to fill, you have the space to develop the characters' personalities much more deeply. That will help add to the drama of this situation, because the more we understand about the characters, the more we will begin to understand the nature of the disagreement. And so, one of the ways to get to this is make sure that you're looking at the clips that I gave you, and thinking about how inside those clips we're able to develop something about the personalities of the characters. And so I have an example here from the clip from Atlanta. I don't know if any of you ever watched that show. It's a great, great show. And just to have a clip from that we're going to be looking at. So let's talk about how that clip helps us understand something about the characters. So I say, so for example, in the barbershop scene from Atlanta, we begin by seeing Bibby, the barber, not being very attentive to his customer, Paperboy, who simply wants a haircut. And again, that's a standard kind of a thing for creating conflict. Somebody wants something, somebody's not giving it to them, and we're like, wait, what's going on, right? As the scene continues, Paperboy gets more and more frustrated, but Bibby won't take the hint and cut Paperboy's hair. This begins to show us the fundamental conflict between the two characters, right? The idea that somebody wants something and somebody is not really paying attention enough to give that to them. But then it goes more. I say Paperboy is this means shows the fundamental conflict between the two characters, and that is that Paperboy is much more serious person than Bibby. Right? You can see that Bibby is kind of funny. I mean, he's kind of ridiculous just in his mannerisms, and Paperboy is sitting there and he's very serious, just wants to get his hair cut. Furthermore, I go on. Paperboy, he's beginning to succeed in his career as a rapper, which is why he needs the haircut, which suggests a certain amount of hard work, focus, and a desire to do things right. That's who he is. He is definitely a serious person. It's one of the things within the show that develops. He's a somewhat serious person who's surrounded by people who are not nearly as serious as him, and it creates some problems for him. Um, but Bibby is not at all serious. We begin to see that Bibby is involved in shady business dealings. He seems to be involved with the T-Mobile store break-in. That even his girlfriend can't trust him to be where he's supposed to be, and that he doesn't seem very concerned about doing things right. And I say this is only the beginning of a full half-hour episode between just Bibby and Paperboy. So this is only the beginning of a full half-hour episode. So it shouldn't be surprising that as the episode goes on, we find out that Bibby has not only forgotten to pay bills at his girlfriend's house, but is also stealing wood from a construction site and ends up getting stopped by the police. And all of this happens while Paperboy is still waiting for his haircut and getting more and more frustrated. And if you see from the clip, Paperboy still only has half a haircut, so he needs to get it finished. And Bibby takes him all around town, gets him involved in all kinds of strange adventures while Paperboy is waiting to get his hair cut. And so I say, for your full drama assignment, make sure to use the conflict to deepen our understanding of who the characters are. And so you see how that's happening in that scene. We begin to, the more it goes on, the more we begin to understand something about who they are. And look at how this is happening in some of the other scenes as well. So if you look at, let's say, the scene from This Way Up, the proposal scene, when the guy's proposing to the woman. And there are little things in there, by the way, that she comes out, she's getting dressed to go for something, and she's wearing those boots. That seems kind of strange, but that gives us a sense of the kind of person maybe that she is. But as it goes through, she starts to kind of freak out And she says, "I need a waffle," and he goes, "I'll make you a waffle." And I think that that's a great little scene because I don't know exactly what that means because even I've seen the entire series and that idea of the waffle doesn't come up. But there's this kind of thing like within their relationship. That's something that she does when she gets stressed out. She gets a waffle. She needs to eat a waffle when she gets stressed out, and he's there, very attentive, and wants to make it for her, wants to take care of her by making that waffle for her. And I think that says a lot about that relationship. He is definitely much more into her in certain ways that he's willing to do all that, much more into her than she is into him. Um, and so, and as we go through, we also see that he has called her sister to ask about getting married. And you're like, wait, what's going on there? And he kind of, is not talking to her, talking to the sister, and that might say something about something that's going on with their relationship as well that might seem out of balance. But we're only able to see that because the scene continues on for a while. If the scene ended too quickly, we wouldn't have the opportunity to see all those little things, those strange little elements of their relationship that ends up becoming rather important in terms of understanding at some deeper level who they potentially are. So keep that in mind. And again, by the way, I would recommend either of those shows or any or the movie that I have from Glengarry Glen Ross. I definitely recommend that. But yeah, in all of those scenes, see how because we're able to go through the conflict for a while, we're able to understand something more deeply about who the characters are. So keep that in mind as you're working on your full drama assignment. If you have any questions about any of that, of course, make sure to email me.